5 of the creepiest places in the world. Number 1. Château de Brissac, Brissac-Quinsay, France. One of the tallest castles in all of France, the 7-story Château de Brissac is perhaps best known as the home of the Green Lady, aka the Ghost of Charlotte of France. The chateau's website tells the legend of Charlotte, the illegitimate daughter of King Charles VII, who was murdered by her husband after he discovered her having an affair. Named for the color of her dress when she was killed, the Green Lady can be found roaming the chapel's tower room and moaning in the early hours of the morning. Number 2. La Recoleta Cemetery, Buenos Aires, Argentina. You don't have to be religious to be moved by La Recoleta Cemetery, which features thousands of statues, mausoleums, fairy tale grottos, and intricate tombstones, as well as the remains of Argentina's most iconic figure, Eva Perón. The stone walkways and labyrinth of mausoleums are as beautiful as they are eerie, and Recoleta has a couple haunted legends of its own. One of the most famous stories involves David Alano, a former grave digger and caretaker who worked at the cemetery for 30 years before killing himself. Today, people report hearing Alano's keys jangling as his ghost walks the pathways at dawn. Number 3. Tower of London, England. Built by William the Conqueror in 1066, this uncompromising fortress has had many functions. But it's best known for its bloody history as a prison and execution site. Henry VIII famously ordered the execution of 2 of his wives, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, here. It's also where 2 young princes were imprisoned after the death of their father, King Edward IV. They disappeared shortly after in 1483, and their remains weren't found until 1647. Unsurprisingly, ghost stories of the tower's victims, and ghost tours through historic royal palaces, abound. Number 4. Jazzarot Al Hamra, United Arab Emirates. You'll find the nearly abandoned town of Jazzarot Al Hamra about 14 miles southwest of Ras Al Khaimah in northern UAE, located between a huge mall and a huge water park. Established in the 14th century, the town grew into a thriving pearl fishing village in the 1830s before it was suddenly abandoned in 1968. The town now consists of dirt roads, 13 mosques, and more than 300 coral and mud houses, and, of course, some resident spirits. People claim that visitors are bound to experience strange noises and chilling apparitions, usually jinns or genies in the form of animals. Number 5. Hill of Crosses, Lithuania. People have been placing crosses at this spot in northern Lithuania since the 14th century, and for various reasons. Throughout the medieval period, the symbols expressed a desire for Lithuanian independence. Then, after a peasant uprising in 1831, people began adding to the site in remembrance of dead rebels, and the hill became a place of defiance once again during Soviet occupation from 1944 to 1991. While the hill and crosses were bulldozed by Soviets 3 times, locals kept rebuilding it. There are now more than 100,000 crosses crowded together. As the wind blows across the fields of rural Cholet County, ornate rosaries clink against metal and wooden crucifixes, filling the air with eerie chimes. If you like the video, subscribe as we upload on a regular basis.